All right, so here we go. We're back. Week 3 now in the books. On to week 4. Really happy myself to not be wearing that skin tight Tom Brady jersey again.
I mean, I was away last week.
Yeah.
I had obligations to attend to.
We're glad you're safe, by the way.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything worked out well. Nice Thursday night game. Saturday, college was great. FCS games. Bryant with a big cover on Saturday really helped me out. But watching from afar, that was a fucking sight and a half, man.
I'm happy you weren't here.
You look good in blue.
It would have been worse. It would have been worse if you were here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
I didn't even really rag on you at all, so.
That's a shame.
I'm just going to randomly change the time we record this every time I have to wear the jersey. So like at least maybe one of you doesn't show up. But I don't plan on wearing that thing ever again. The bet, kind of leaning into that. One of us had a really great week. Trip, 4-1.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's having a celebratory Bud Light.
Yeah.
So off brand.
I
Yeah.
think it's the same.
Off brand for him.
Whether I'm celebrating, mourning, doesn't matter. I'm still drinking just shitty beer. I love it. It's delicious. You can have your Napa Cab or whatever you were drinking when you won, but not for me, my man.
I'm going to start busting out Dom P, I think, when I win. It might be a rare occurrence, but whatever. We'll expense it. So Tripp's 4-1. He's 9-5 and 1 on the season. He was first place for last week and moving to first place for the very young season. And then Kurt, Money, and myself tied 2-3. That's a losing week.
It's a losing week.
That's first losing week for me where I didn't win, or I wasn't ahead.
Yeah, because of the tie. I was 2-2 and 1 the first week, so this is my first losing week as well. And it felt like one.
Well, you lost the juice week 1, technically.
But it was 10%.
So Kurt's in
2
second. So 2-3 last week for both of us. Kurt is now in second at 8-6-1 on this young season. And I am in third, still winning. Still in the plus, 7-6-2.
Which is good.
Yeah, we're good.
I mean, it could be way worse.
I would sign up for my record now every single year to start off with.
Yeah.
You're looking for 60% or better.
Yeah.
You're never going to get above 70%, that's for sure. So right in that 60-something range, now you're making money.
Yeah, I feel good considering I haven't watched football in 2 weeks. So.
It's amazing to me.
Got a lot going on. All right, so get into our picks from last week. First up, the local teams. Oof. Giants first. We all cashed on this one. Atlanta +3.
The cover 3 hits, baby.
Cover 3 hits.
Cover 3 strong.
Thank God we switched.
Much to say?
Yeah.
Anything to say?
Anything to say?
Anything to say, like Kurt just said. I wrote down a bet. I was going for it. And then as I talked it out, that's why I love doing the show with you guys. I talked it out and I was like, fuck, they stink. We're going Falcons.
Yeah.
And Kurt did the exact same thing.
I had something to say, and I wanted to say that I thought that the Giants had a better offense than defense, so maybe it would come apart, but I just felt like changing it. I had to change it. It was influence.
Cover 3 hits, babe.
All right, that's it for that. Enough with
you don't
that
want to
team.
talk about the game at all?
I mean, like I said, I didn't watch it. If you guys have any key takeaways.
It was
terrible.
Horrible.
Then I think Matt Ryan's done. That's my takeaway from the game. He might have 1 or 2 years at as a serviceable game manager, but now he's done.
I'd take him on the Jets,
Oh, yeah.
Already looking to throw away Wilson.
No, not throw away.
No, you need a veteran.
We need it.
You do need a veteran.
I think that's the biggest takeaway with these rookies this year. It's like, you can't do this to these guys. Give them somebody to learn from. I mean, come on. So good segue for the Jets, the New York Jets. Going to be some paper bags on heads relatively soon. Kurt and I, stupidly, the line was high, +10.5, took the Jets.
I thought they would score a little bit.
Or once. Just score once. We lost that one. Trip.
You don't even get in field goal range. You can't get in field goal range.
You got to get to the 30.
Aaron Rodgers did it in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater does what he does. He just covered. He covers. He wins. Guy's a ball player.
Yeah, I'm tired of your man boner.
Dude, I love the guy.
I'm gonna make him pick the Denver game every week.
I got it. I picked the Denver game this week. On your rookie quarterback, though, how about this stat? Rookie quarterbacks 1-10 this season against the spread. 1-10. Stop starting them right away. Let them sit for a year or two.
Yeah, give him a veteran to sit behind for a little bit, learn from, and ease him in. setting these guys up for failure. They're gonna ruin some of these guys.
Absolutely.
You know?
And Andy Dalton doesn't count as watching him play.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton does not count.
So that's the Jets. Enough. We'll get more into how terrible they are and how we're probably going to bail on both of the local teams.
2 more
in
weeks.
5.
2 more weeks.
When we get into our picks for this week, which I can already tell you, I know how those are going to go. And then into the individual picks, we'll start with the Vikings. Both Kurt Money and Trip win with the Vikings.
The only one I felt good about.
Yeah. Kurt nailed it last week. He said the Vikings are the best 0-2 team there is. They're too good to go 0-3.
I'm pretty sure I said that, but that's all right.
You might have said it. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
I think you said it 2 weeks prior.
I was impressed. Madison stepping in for an injured Dalvin Cook. You wonder, is that kind of a plug and play offense now? Kurt, I do have some things for Kirk Cousins. You want to hear some crazy stats?
Oh, good. I thought he was going to talk about me when he said Kurt.
No. The better looking Kurt.
Like, oh, shit.
His last 12 games, let me just read this. It's crazy because I couldn't believe it. I assume the guy is similar to a game manager. He does just enough to win games. He's probably that top tier of quarterbacks, maybe the top 10, 12, give or take, but nothing special. 70% completion in his last 12 games, averaging 296 yards. He's got 31 touchdowns to 3 interceptions.
Really?
It's crazy. His passing touchdown prop has gone over 11 times and lost once, pushed the rest. And his passing yards prop bet every single week, he's 9-3 going over.
I'm impressed.
That's a push. That's crazy. Those are crazy numbers. I mean, obviously Vegas is going to take note and probably swing back towards that. But if you can get for another 2 weeks of riding some of his prop bets, plus they're stacked at wide receiver. We talked about it, the preseason stuff.
Absolutely.
Stacked at wide receiver.
I'm impressed because he's been getting dogged for about 2 years now. He's been getting hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
But he doesn't shine. He doesn't show you. And he doesn't flash.
Yeah. And the defense stepped up in the second half this week. The game was tied, I think, going into the half, and it didn't look great. But the defense stepped up, which was big.
So you guys both win with that. My first pick and my only other win other than the Atlanta was Arizona, -7.5. Jaguars actually had a lead.
For a minute,
For a minute. Bad coaching. Bad decisions by a rookie quarterback, and Arizona takes that game, covers the 7.5.
You mean the next Peyton Manning? Still could be.
And then our picks were all over the place after that.
I actually took the Jags on my card on Sunday.
Did you?
Liked it. At halftime, I thought I was the smartest person there ever was. And then, the Jags came crashing back to life.
They did. They did.
They're the Jaguars, and Urban Meyer can't coach.
Then, Kurt, you had the Colts +5.
Yeah.
Loser.
I mean, I didn't know Carson Wentz was crippled going into that game.
2 sprained ankles?
Yeah,
I mean, you playing 2 sprained
wasn't real sure about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one hit hard. They stayed in it. I mean, it was kind of a game for a little while, but they never got a chance to get on top.
Looked like he had 3 sprained ankles. Patriots, Trip, loser, -3.
Oh, it was terrible. What's
Patriots
funny?
are a bad football team.
Yeah. I was going into that game, and that was my favorite bet of the whole weekend. I was like, I love this bet. I should double it. I didn't double it up, but I loved it. And holy Christ, was I wrong. It's very rare that happens, but it does happen. They're a bad football team. You said it. Yeah. They're just not good, and they don't do anything special.
Another rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? They can't run up the field.
Then I had their old quarterback, Tom Brady, minus a point against the on fire LA Rams. On fire. Stafford looked amazing. He did. Again, they just look like they're having fun out there.
I mean, Brady looked good too, but their defense can't stop any pass plays.
Took Brady a while to get going.
Yeah. I mean, it was still a game for a little while, but their pass defense, I mean, they got everything stuck onto their run defense. Their pass defense is awful. And they were awful last year too.
Yeah.
They weren't anything to write home about last year.
So the Bucks get their first loss there. I lose that game. And then our last pick, Trip and I.
That was a good one.
Head-to-head, Dolphins and the Raiders.
If you weren't at StatFest getting high and drunk.
Raiders win, but Fins cover.
I got nothing to say.
It's still a loss in his heart.
It was bad. Yeah, I was
bad.
Heartbroken. They teased me that game, man. They were up 14-0, and they weren't up 14-0 because they were playing well. They had a defensive touchdown, turnovers, terrible decisions by the Raiders in the red zone, stuff like that. And I was like, all right, well, take it. Like, don't do this to a good team. And then the Raiders came back, they took the lead, and I was like, we're not a good team. We're just not a good football team.
Quick.
So we had
gave it all. It was all.
That's what week 3 is, though. You know?
Oh, absolutely. We sent it to overtime. I'm excited, and we let them march down the field, kick the field goal. Obviously, we come back. I think we converted 4th and 16, 4th and 19.
Yeah, I think I was going to say. I thought it was 4th and 20.
Yeah, it was disgusting. I mean, they're not good. The Dolphins are not good. They look poorly coached, which is crazy to me because I do like the guy Flores. I think he's done a great job. They don't have receivers that can make big plays. There was one deep ball that Parker just wouldn't high point. He was perfect coverage, and he just didn't stop and high point the ball like you should. Didn't do that. In the red zone, they run 2 back-to-back wildcat plays. What are you doing? And it was like, the first one almost popped. I mean, he was stuffed 2 yards in the backfield. Everyone knew it was. It was an awful call. It was so mind-boggling. Like when you looked at it.
Wasn't there a bad play too where they were throwing a waddle on the goal line or something like that?
Yes.
He had like 12 receptions.
Safety.
He had like 12 receptions for 50 yards.
They're on their own goal line, and they throw a quick screen into the end zone. Like, so if he doesn't catch it, or it goes over his head, or it goes out of bounds, that's a safety.
Right.
If he catches it and bobbles it, the other guy gets it, it's a touchdown. If he catches it and gets tackled immediately, which is what happens on, I want to feel like 50% of those quick screens, It's a safety. It's at best, you're at like 35, 40% for a positive yard play. Why would you call that there?
I can't stand those plays. The Steelers used to do that all the time with Brown, and I can't stand those
I get
plays.
it. We want to get guys into space. You want to take your best athletes, put them in space, let them work. It's fine. Not down there.
So the Raiders are 3-0 and cooking. And then the last pick, Kurt, you're a loser. The Chiefs.
Yeah.
1-2 on the season.
It's unbelievable, really. I mean, again, they were trying to come back in the second half. They put themselves in too much of a hole all the time. They're always down by double digits. And now it's like a thing that you hear every highlight reel. Down by 14 again. And you know what? They couldn't come back this time. I don't know what it is, really, but they're giving up too much. They're giving up too much when they have to, bottle them up and be the best team that you are. And Hill, again, was garbage. Hill did nothing again.
Yeah.
And fumbled.
Yeah, they locked him up. They were doubling him on. That might be the game plan. You saw him, 2 weeks ago, what happened to him where they just said, beat us with anybody but Hill. No big plays for Hill, and you have to chip away. And
well, now they just signed the big boy, right?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think that's going to be? Anything?
It's going to be so high.
I mean, him and John Jones.
He's going to be so high. He's going to be so
eating
high.
so much barbecue.
Oh, boy.
Andy Reid's in the hospital.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you start 1 and 2. You need
that excuse.
That's like one of the times where like my wife came and met me. Like I was on a work trip down in Key West, and like I was so hungover that we were supposed to go to. She was meeting me down there. We were going to Disney World, and I was like, I just didn't really feel like going to Disney World, so I had to take me to the hospital because I thought I was feeling sick. Similar.
How long did you have to stay?
Just one night.
All right.
Got some fluids, and I was back on the road.
Oh man.
But yeah, surprising. The Chiefs 1 and 2.
See Mickey.
And tough division. So that's our picks for last week. What else? You guys got any takeaways from week 3? People who actually watch football?
I mean, I made some notes. I thought that this would be fun if I could read my notes on there. I made some bullet points.
And you lost them? Or you have
no,
them?
I got them. I call them Kurt Money shots.
All right.
Right? Oh, okay. I like it.
All right, ready? This is
you're branding within inside the show. I like it.
This
guy's a marketing genius.
He's like, next thing we're going to see him on like SNY.
I'm trying to get a sponsor here.
You're going to try to change the time of the recording, and he's going to go, you got to talk to my guy. He handles my schedule.
Yeah, if I have to start talking to Jesse to get you on this show.
I can't do it on Tuesday nights anymore. No, so I made some points after the Sunday night game, which was a good game. All right, so this is what I got. The Jets and Giants are not professional football teams, and I can't wait until we pull the plug on talking about them. The Ravens should have lost, but I guess the refs forgot their flags at home. The Lions are fighters. Big Ben looks like my dead grandfather on the field. The LSU reunion in Cincinnati is going to be fun to watch. The combo has 4 TDs in 3 games.
Yeah.
Seattle is a weird team. Indy needs a QB with at least one good ankle. The LA Rams might not lose a game this year. In what the fuck this can't be possible news, the Chicago Bears had 47 total yards last week.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
And they have 3 starters this week. 3 starting quarterbacks this week. You know the old adage, the old cliche that the guys would always throw out there, if you have 2 starting quarterbacks, you have none.
Right.
They got fucking 3. Nagy's like, I'll see that and raise you.
It's going to be a disaster.
They're like the Oakland A's, like trying to rewrite the book using their bullpen to start games.
We touched on this. Andy Reid needed a hospital visit to excuse his 1-2 record. Buffalo's turning up the heat. Don't bet on any New Orleans games. They're way too confusing on who they are. Jacksonville's greatest play this year will not be from the sought-out after number 1 draft pick. It'll be that field goal miss run back that happened this week. Vegas is hot for the time being. Don't be fooled. San Francisco's overrated. Hair or not, Aaron Rodgers is still a motherfucking baller. Wow. Those are my notes. I know you hate his hair, but that's how I felt about this week.
That's great.
I like him.
That's a few sound bites in there.
I got nothing else to do at midnight on Sunday nights. Kurt money shots.
I like him.
Throw them. That's how we got this new digs.
That couch looks like it had money shots all over it.
There's a few. I've slept on this couch quite a few times.
Nobody talks about the couch.
The Bills thing. The Bills are heating up. They look impressive.
They look dangerous. They look scary. Yep.
They look really great.
They kind of looked like what they were supposed to be. So it took them a minute to heat up.
Yeah. And then the Jets and Giants. I was thinking about it on yesterday. Like, how many college football teams you think could beat the Jets and Giants?
None. 0.
You don't think so?
No chance.
I think Alabama could beat both
one.
teams.
No. You hear this argument every year. No way.
No, I mean, it's a ridiculous debate. There's no way that you can say that there's no way.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
You have talent divided by 130-something Division I colleges. That gets transferred to 32 NFL teams.
I think there's those 2 teams in particular.
There's no way.
I mean, you're really lumping the Jets and Giants super close together. Maybe somebody could beat the Jets. That's a possibility.
No chance.
2 more weeks, we'll stop talking about these 2 teams.
Yeah, I can't wait.
They should get relegated. The Jets should have been relegated years ago. Soccer's got one thing
All
right.
Right, let's take it easy. Jesus. Like the Dolphins are on fire. Seriously.
All of our teams suck.
Both of you got a lot of balls.
All of our teams suck.
We have a rookie quarterback.
You say that every 3 years because every 3 years you draft a brand new stud, the new franchise. It's exhausting watching that team.
I mean, it's very similar thing going down and down in South Florida too.
No. We got our guy. He just has some bad ribs.
We got our guy. I don't think he's your guy.
That whole fan base is just so upset about the Justin Herbert situation. All right, so we're moving on to this week. Putting week 3 in our rear view. We're going on to week 4. I'm going to watch every game this weekend. I promise. I got nothing on the radar. So we're starting off with the New York Giants once again. They're in New Orleans.
New Orleans, first time in the Superdome this year.
It's on fire still, or they put that out?
No, I think it was a hurricane again.
Oh. So the Giants are 7.5-point dogs in New Orleans.
What a fucking perfect number.
We'll start with Trip. Who do you got?
Or who I got? I think this one's easy. I'm taking the Giants plus 7.5 over New Orleans. Like you said, we have no idea what New Orleans is. So he's going down there. You know how many crackhead and homeless people live in New Orleans? A lot. This guy's used to training against them. He did it all preseason, like we talked about. So he's used to it. And the Giants are bringing some professional gentlemen down there. They're gonna win. Since 2003, winless teams in week 4 have gone 45-31 and won against the spread. So winless teams coming into week 4 are hitting at 60% against the spread. Because they're winless, that means they probably suck, but they're going to be, extremely undervalued when it comes to the spread week 4, and they usually hit. So I'm going to go with that number. I'm taking the Giants plus 7 at New Orleans.
All right, I'm going to jump in because I have family down in New Orleans, and that crack comment really hurt me.
Okay.
So
the truth usually does hurt.
It is a dirty place, but it's a super fun place. I can't go against them not killing them in the Superdome. The Superdome's gonna be ridiculous. I'm going New Orleans. I don't think it's smart going any other way. I'm sorry. I don't care how close the Giants have been keeping games. I'm going New Orleans.
Yeah, I refuse to be burned by this team again. I'm taking New Orleans -7.5. I can't. The defense is terrible. The offensive line is terrible. The quarterback has played okay. Stop. They're horrible.
But he's the answer.
They're a horrible team. I'm rooting for an 0-5 start for this team more than my own team, but a little bit for both because I don't want to have to talk about this team every single week.
Sure.
Bring him back.
Listen, I don't want them to win. I just want to cover.
I got you.
That is true. They don't have to win, but I think New Orleans will do it.
So, recap, Tripp's got the Giants +7.5. Kurt and I are taking New Orleans -7.5.
Now to another great game.
Another great game. Banner game of the week. The Tennessee Titans.
It's his team too, which is the best.
Both of these are my teams this year.
That is true.
The Tennessee Titans are coming into MetLife. Same spread. Tennessee's 7.5-point favorites to the New York Jets. And I'll kick it off.
First of all, before you even said, did you see what the line opened at? This line Sunday night opened at +3 for the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
It's because they're home.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it.
Me neither. No easy way to tell. I'm not betting these local teams. I'm taking Tennessee -7.5. I'm rooting for my over Tennessee 9.5 games this year. I'm feeling really good about all my overs and unders this week. Next week, I'll probably have a different take on that. But, you put up no points against Denver. I know it's a tough defense, but, what's going to change that much from last week to this week that we're going to cover a 7.5-point spread against a good football team? Not happening. Tennessee -7.5. Whoever wants to go.
The only thing possible.
Don't ask me about the Jets for the rest of the day.
The only thing possible is that maybe he'll be able to complete a couple passes to his team, Zach Wilson, because the Tennessee secondary is awful. They played better against Wentz, but as we said before, Wentz had no ankles. I can't.
Negative ankles.
It's just Sportsbook is telling us that these two teams suck with a 7.5 spread, and I'm not going to go the stupid route. I'm just taking Tennessee. I hate to copy what you're doing, but I got to go Tennessee. I can't pick the Jets.
Oh, boy.
I hope to God you're picking the Jets because it'll be great.
I'm taking the Jets.
Yes.
+7.5.
You could have a big week or a bad week.
Oh, absolutely. I'm either in some awful fucking green jersey or I'm going to get to watch Tom Brady over there.
That's right. just past the anniversary of Mr. Mo Lewis.
Oh, fuck Mo Lewis. Jets +7.5. Again, my winless team's going into week 4 stat, 60%. So again, I'm going to back the Jets here. 90% of all public bets are on the Titans. That's a crazy high number, 90%. Obviously, the line has moved 4.5 points. We know it moves a point or two every time since Sunday night, but it's moved 4.5 points. Today's Tuesday when we're recording, 4.5 points. You can't fool me, Vegas. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get everybody to load up on the Titans. You're trying to get everyone to put Titans in their suicide pools. I'm not buying it, Vegas. I'm going with the fucking Jets. 91% of the bets. 91%. Teams off of a shutout loss, 57-44 against the spread.
Where the hell do you get all these stats? It's amazing.
I'm digging them up.
It's amazing.
That's not enough. 57-44.
It's not a lot. No, it's
pretty
not
close.
It's above 50%.
All right.
So that on top of my 60% stat from earlier, I'm taking
so
the
many
Jets.
Percentages.
I'm taking the Jets.
I love it. But I'm not taking it. I can't do it, and I'm glad that you did.
They're so fucking bad. I know.
I'm glad that you did, because that's what's gonna make it interesting.
Maybe next year.
You're going to have a rookie quarterback next year because you have to draft somebody.
Stop.
You have the first pick. You're like, we can't give up the first pick on this guy.
Oh, we didn't mention the new studio.
No, we didn't mention that. It said new digs before.
You did?
Mention, yeah.
It's Digsy, baby.
It's Digsy. Yo.
All right, so we're back. We got the locals out of the way. And we're getting into more of the games this weekend where there's the opportunity to make a little bit of money,
and watch some good football.
And yeah, sure. And just have an enjoyable, wholesome time watching football.
As opposed to
watching the
floating
Jets
in the bay, doing the Kevin James, just floating out there, hanging out.
As opposed to like pulling your hair out and like bringing change to Coinstar because you're going to have to pay on Tuesday, So for the fun of it.
You don't have to pay if they can't find you.
Oh, yeah. You proved that last week.
That's right. I'm back, baby.
He's returned.
So with that, big winner from last week is going to go up first. Trip, give us your picks.
Okay. First pick. I don't know about my third pick yet. I've changed it twice since we sat down. We'll see when we get there. The first pick I'm going to go with, pick I like, is the Cardinals plus 4.5. I think the Rams are coming off a huge win. It's a big letdown. So I like the Cards. They can't be happy with the way they played against the Jaguars. The Rams coming off of probably the win of the year, some game that they had circled. Super pumped about that. It's a divisional game. I love the dog in a divisional game as always. Cards can't be happy again. So what I'm going to go with is when two undefeated division opponents play, the underdog, 24-12-2, 67%. So give me
his computer is so much smarter than mine.
Give me the underdog. Give me the Cardinals getting 4.5 in a tight divisional game. I like the Cards.
Which opened up at like 6, right? 6 or 7?
I don't know.
I think I saw it at 7 yesterday.
His computer is too busy calculating.
Yeah, we were doing odds hunts against the spread odds. No, that was one of the few games I didn't check the opening line. I don't have any movement on it.
He was calculating the 0-3 teams coming into week 4.
Yeah. That's where the money is, man. The money's on those shitty ass teams because no one pays attention to them because the bets aren't going to fly to them. The only bet you're going to get on those teams is like, homer bets and smart money. Like last week when we had homer bets taking the Jets.
What?
It was a 10.5 point spread.
Speaking of the Broncos who just destroyed the Jets, I'm taking for my next bet, I'm taking the Ravens +1 over the Broncos.
Nice.
I don't think it's been a secret about my crush on Terry Bridgewater, how I feel about the guy. However, as well as he's doing this year, they've beaten, have you seen who they've played? Like when you look back and they're 3-0, they beat the Giants, the Jets, and the Jaguars.
0-9. 0-9.
They beat the worst 3 football teams in the league. The only reason this line's not higher, I believe, is because the Ravens just had a close game with the Lions.
Agreed.
So I'm gonna give me the Ravens +1. I think they're going to win this game. Obviously,
I'm not worried about the Ravens are a rushing team and the Denver defense is.
I'm not worried.
Okay.
Nope, I'm not worried.
That's why the line is what it is. I think
it's a possibility. I love that bet.
Again, we don't know what the Broncos are. The Ravens have shown fight. They've been in high-scoring games. They've been in tight games. They'll play down to their opponent. They play up to their opponent. I think they play. I think they play well. I take them. I take the run. Last game, I don't know. I had a game I loved, but I can't do it. I can't pull a trigger because I fucking hate the guy so much. So I'm gonna leave the Bucs game alone.
I like that game too.
If I take this, I love Steelers. Love the Steelers, but I can't take that because they look so bad. So I'm going to take an even worse team, an even dumber bet. This is the makings of an 0-5 week. I got the Jets, the fucking Giants, and I'm taking the Jags +7.5.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
The Jags +7.5 over the Bengals. Urban Meyer, his triumphant return to Ohio. I think they cover the spread. I think it's an ugly, disgusting game. I think they cover the spread. I think now is the make or break it week. Do these guys want to play for Urban Meyer? Do they want to play for the other jobs, for their coach, stuff like that? Cover the spread. Keep it close.
Is that Thursday?
They're not winning.
We'll see if they have five. I don't care if they win. I don't give a fuck if they win.
That is Thursday.
Yeah. So Thursday games are usually disgusting. I'm hoping for a disgusting close game. Jaguars +7.5. So I got 3 winless teams this week. Jets, Giants, Jaguars, all at +7.5. Nice and easy to remember.
Should we let him
really
pick
throw a curveball? Like this is going to come out after.
Yeah, should we let him pick the Thursday? I think
it's fine.
Yeah?
You want to fucking pick the Jaguars and you're going to lay in your own shit.
Then you know what? I'll take the fucking Steelers.
No.
You're going to lay in your own shit.
It's not a bad pick. I mean, they've been in games. They've shown some things. They just got to hold it together for a little bit longer.
I think Cincinnati's going to kill him.
Cincinnati's got it going on.
It's a short week, apparently.
You're right.
All right.
Dangerous pick.
I like that he went first because he would have changed his picks 25 times.
Absolutely.
He would have heard that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Is it me?
Yeah,
it's my turn. So he liked a couple games. I like 5 games. I'll start with, I'm going to ride the Vikings. They're +2 against Cleveland.
Drop it,
just dropped
3-0 against the spread.
They're 3-0 against the spread. I personally think they're going to beat them. I think Baker Mayfield's going to have to be the one that wins this game for Cleveland. And I'm betting against him. And if I lose at that, I'll be wearing a Baker Mayfield jersey. So I'm going Minnesota. Second home game. They did really well in the second half last week. I'm taking a surprise victory, a little bit of a surprise victory for the Vikings, +2 against Cleveland. I am also going with the Baltimore and Denver game. I'm not as big of a Teddy Bridgewater fan as you are, and neither are you anymore, which is disappointing. I'm going with Baltimore as well. I think they're just the better team. Sure, they're playing in Denver. I think they'll play better than they did against Detroit. I don't think they're happy with that win at all.
Right.
And obviously, I just think they're the better team. I'd be very surprised if Denver wins. If they do, it's going to be a whole different season for me thinking about the Denver Broncos. But I'm going Baltimore +1 in Denver.
Different season thinking about the Ravens, too.
What'd you say?
Different season thinking about the Ravens.
Absolutely.
They lose to the Broncos in a tight game with the Lions.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, you can't go and beat Kansas City and then lose to the Denver Broncos, just the way I'm thinking. But who knows? This next game, I got 3 teams that I really, really like. I was searching for points because, I got Tennessee, I got New Orleans, 7.5, blah, blah, blah. So I was looking at the New England game and I was just really going Belichick and Sunday Night Football and being super excited about it. I am going to throw it away. I'm going to go with a divisional game, San Francisco, -2.5 at home. I'm going to take them over Seattle. I think it would be a different story, obviously, if Seattle was at home. San Francisco just took a tough loss in the last 30 seconds against Green Bay in prime time.
Kyle Shanahan was not happy at that game. Not happy.
I don't have full trust in Garoppolo.
Big
However,
rivalry.
It's a big rivalry. Seattle actually usually has the upper edge on this rivalry. So I'm going San Francisco for a comeback win. They got a lot of weapons. And if they use Ayuk and they use him well, I think San Francisco could cover a 2.5 point spread. So I'm going San Francisco.
You think this is that game for Seattle where it's like, what are they this year? Because I feel like Seattle has that kind of game every year. And it's like they make a break game and they show like, all right, now we'll win this game and we'll show you.
I mean, it makes me nervous because them going 1-3, I don't think I've seen in a while. Usually they're super hot in the beginning of the season. So it does make me nervous because Wilson could do anything, but
guy loves to play the 49ers. Gets up to play the 49ers.
He does. It's a big divisional game, and I think it'll be more exciting for me to watch it, putting some money on it, going with San Francisco. So I got them at -2.5. I got Baltimore +1 in Denver, and I'm going Minnesota +2 over Cleveland.
Nice.
Fuck Baker Mayfield.
The folks at the rec room would be really proud of you with that San Francisco. Everyone except for
Steve. Steve, who's a Jet fan.
Evan. Shout out Evan.
He was the man. All right.
What do you got, loser?
Here are my picks that are not going to have me wearing the Tom Brady jersey next week. I'm confident in all these. I was not flip-flopping on one of these. Got some high. I'm giving some points. Obviously, with those, the Saints and the Tennessee pick. First pick, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs -7.5 against the fucking terrible Philadelphia Eagles. Andy Reid will not let that team go 1-3. Pat Mahomes will not let that team go 1-3, and the Eagles were absolutely terrible against the Cowboys last night. So I'm taking Kansas City -7.5 in Philly.
They don't have any wide receivers. Philly doesn't have anybody.
There's no chance they go 1-3.
Devontae Smith?
There's no chance they go 1-3.
He only had 3 catches last night. I had the over on the prop 4.5. Fucking guy.
Fucking guy.
His drop. He was overthrown twice. He had like 7 targets.
And I know they were down early, but they didn't use Sanders at all. It's a good pick. I just got burned by Casey last week, so I couldn't.
I got burned by Devontae Smith and the Eagles last night. I was fucking pissed about that.
Week 4 is the week. It's time to wake up, and I don't think that team's
I think
loaded.
Jalen Hurts stinks.
Terrible. All right, so I go Kansas City -7.5 in Philly. My next pick, family play with Kurt over here. I'm taking the Vikings +2. Like them to get back to 2-2. Turn the season around. As we said, they were the best 0-2 team. They proved it last week. Still not buying in on Cleveland. My comeback player of the year had a little bit of a game.
He had a game. He had a game. He definitely had a game.
They got injury problems. I like Minnesota, dog at home, week 4, +2. So I'm going with the Vikings. And then my last one, I fucking hate the Steelers, and I think Green Bay is putting it back together. I'm taking Green Bay -6.5 at home. Ben Roethlisberger is an absolute corpse. And
you hate the Steelers?
I hate them. And I feel so good about my over-under picks this.
Wow.
91% of the money on the Packers. On the bets. 91% of the bets are on Packers.
All right.
I mean, this would have been the week if he showed any signs, Big Ben. Yeah. This would have been the week I would have touched the Steelers. But I can't.
And you know what's not fair? You cannot cover Devontae Adams. No. I mean, you can cover him. But they're still going to throw the ball to him. Yeah. He's still going to catch it because he's going to throw it behind him, under him, above him. Like, it doesn't matter. He just throws the ball anywhere near, and the guy literally stops on a dime and catches it wherever it is. Like, there's nothing you could do.
And there's nothing you could deny. Cincinnati killed him.
Yeah, I feel better about the Packers and especially like your pick for this year. Like, I think they're alive. I think, like you said, Rodgers got something to prove off that offseason. And I think that's a huge emotional win for them last week. I mean, 37 seconds left. 2 passes, field goal, good night.
It's ridiculous.
And just the Steelers
it's ridiculous how quick that could happen.
The Steelers it's going to be a dark
all right
for the Steelers. So to recap, I got KC -7.5 against the Eagles, Minnesota +2, and the Pack -6.5.
I hope to God the Steelers fucking win. I really do.
I sure you do.
The Steelers will be on my card this weekend.
I know. But you know what? Every time I go like, oh, Vegas 91%, I'm trying to do this with baseball all year. Never win. So
you're giving a lot of points this week.
I know.
You're giving a lot of points this week. That's scary.
Worked for me in college football last week.
All right.
I had like 5 teams giving like 48 points. Except I won all.
Akron getting 49.5 points. They can't cover against Ohio State. Come on, guys. 49.5. And you were up 7-0.
49.5 is a lot.
And I'm not leaving my couch on Saturday or Sunday, and I'm going to be heavily in the prop. So I might actually call in next week because I'm probably behind.
That's great. That is great.
All right. So that's it for our picks. And we're coming back with Takeout Takes.
Takeout Takes, baby.
I stress out about this all day long.
I love it. I love that you stress out about it, but you've done fantastic for 3 weeks.
Takeout Takes. We're back for it.
Are you really that nervous?
No, I'm not nervous.
All
it's
right.
just,
you're sweating.
Performance anxiety.
You do really good at it, though. So, I mean,
I'm a little heavy on the pine tree perfume there.
You don't have to fucking pump me up.
I'll paddle your balls.
I'll pull it together. So last week, Takeout Takes got off the snide.
They won.
You
know why? He had balls.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. The Rec Room and Doozy's Italian bar in Green Bay.
Not an Italian bar.
Big win for the Packers last week. And we have a monster game this Sunday night.
Big game.
Schedule makers knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Brady is going back to New England. His former chief up there, Bill Belichick. The New England Patriots are a terrible football team. They are +6.5 at home against Tom Brady, who I'm sure has got something to prove.
Not an official pick, but I would take the points. I'd go Patriots. I almost did.
Oh my God.
Really?
So
I would.
See, I saw the line. I love the Bucs, and I was like, this line doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
no.
The Pats are 1-2.
They're terrible.
They're not good.
You don't think Belichick
rookie
knows
quarterback
anything about Tom Brady?
Rookie quarterback versus the best quarterback.
Do you know anything about Bruce Arians?
Oh,
that guy's going to want to put 200 points on Belichick, and he can. If they're up by 30, he's going to want to make it 40. If he's up by 40, he's going to want to make it 50.
Bill Belichick's going to pump those balls up so Tom Brady don't like it.
Bruce Arians is going to show off.
All right, this isn't
Who
about,
we calling?
This isn't about us.
Take the over because the Bucs are going to hit the over by themselves.
Yeah, the over, definitely.
Who we calling?
Take the Bucs team total over.
We're going to go to Tampa Bay first. We're going to
great sports town.
The blind team that sports town is on a tear.
Yeah, hockey, the sports are great. The fans are terrible.
So we're going to see if Tampa Bay is going to pick their Super Bowl champion team. We're going to the Blind Goat.
The Blind Goat.
Yeah, that's because 900-year-old people live in Tampa Bay. Like,
thought you were going to say you were calling a hockey bar.
I didn't really do much research. It might be.
They don't have those.
Blind Goat, this is George. How can I help you?
Hey, George, the Bucs are in New England this weekend. It's a huge game. They're 6.5-point favorites. You think they're going to win?
Yeah, probably.
Are you a Bucs fan?
Say it again. Yes, sir. What can I help you with?
We're up in New York. We're trying to pick some winners for this weekend. We do a little podcast and we call around a bunch of bars and see if we can get everybody to pick their hometown team. And you're taking the Bucks.
That's awesome. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You guys have a good football crowd over there at the Blind Goat?
Yes, sir. We're a very popular sports bar, neighborhood bar here.
You don't think Bill Belichick's going to have something special for Tom Brady?
He might. I mean, I'm also a Belichick fan. I love to see greatness, but I got to root for the Bucks here.
You're just trying to sell a couple extra plates of wings. Is that what this is about?
That's all that's about. That's all it is. 100%.
Very nice.
All right, George. Well, listen, it sounds like you guys are busy there. We got your pick. You're in, and appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
All right. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, George.
Bye.
This is getting easy.
We need
Fucking
a girl.
George.
We need a girl.
Should I keep going to Tampa Bay?
Go one more Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Go one more Tampa Bay.
The press box or Peabody's?
Press box.
Press box. Sounds
I love
serious.
press
All right.
box.
I love it when they say their name. Makes it easier.
A little bit more personal. Hey, press box. Got to get that spread out more. They're just taking their teams. They're not even thinking about the spread.
Yeah.
Hey, I need some help here. I'm in a bind. I need to hold a pick.
Yeah, act a little desperate.
I've resorted to this.
It's the last game I could bet on.
Press box is Dan.
Hey Dan, the Bucks are in New England this weekend. They're 6.5-point favorites. You think they're going to win?
Yep, they're going to cover.
They're going to cover.
Cover, my man.
So confident. Are you a Bucks fan?
No, I'm not.
Oh, so I even feel better about this. So we do a podcast.
Yeah, I'm neutral. I'm neutral.
Are you a fan of any team?
I'm a Niners fan.
Oh,
Niners, I got them this week.
we had a Niners bar on the radio on the podcast last week, and the guy was a Jets fan, and he picked the Packers.
Hey, we had a rush showing there. It was a nice 24 seconds to have the lead there, and then I'm watching the replay right now. Unfortunately, it's on. I can't avoid it.
You got to watch the whole thing again?
No, it's on in the corner, so I can't help but glance up every now and then. So,
Just relive the nightmare.
Yeah,
It's only
torture.
37 seconds. You'll be fine.
Right?
You guys have a good crowd down there for football?
Yeah.
Good for you guys. Good
Yeah,
for you guys.
yeah, we packed the joint. Yep.
Awesome. Well, we're rooting for you this week, and your pick is in. We appreciate it, and good luck.
I'm rooting for San Francisco because I picked them.
All right.
Thanks, bud.
Let's go.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Can't believe these guys answer.
He thanked us for calling.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Man,
That's good.
Football really is all over the place, huh?
Should I just keep going?
You're thanking me. I'm putting $100 based on your recommendation, buddy.
Man, oh man. So last week we're calling for the San Francisco game. We got a Jet fan. This week we're calling for Tampa Bay. We got a San Francisco fan.
That's the fucking red zone and the internet and fantasy football for you. Like, no longer is it just, all about the local people.
Sure.
It's unbelievable. So that's two for the
You get
cover.
these fucked up fans in New York that like, fans of the Dolphins and stuff like that. Steelers, weirdos.
No
true.
heart.
It is true.
I'm so jealous. I always have this conversation, but I'm so jealous of teams like cities that have one team. Like you go to Seattle, it's fucking amazing.
Like Carolina.
United.
Yeah.
There's no one else for it's
The
great.
Sounders.
New
Great.
Orleans is one of the biggest ones on there. New Orleans is huge.
All right.
I think we got to go to New England because they're all taking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, of course. But I fucking hate people from New England. So this might not end well.
Real quick, not to take up
Because
time.
should we check the Yankee score first?
It was 3-2 last time I saw it.
Yeah.
But I was at a wedding and we were taking a cab to the wedding, and I asked why every fucking town starts with the letter W in Boston. No answer.
Worcester?
Not an answer. Not an answer. They have no idea, but everything's fucking W.
I fucking hate these people.
Yeah, I know. You're a Yankee fan.
All right, should we go
I spent
first?
4 years of my life there, dude.
You live there?
I lived in Rhode Island for 4 years. I went to school there.
Jesus Christ.
Tony sees the Banshee or the Greatest Bar.
Oh, well, Jesus Christ.
And then we got Tripp's College Bar, which we'll go to, which he's going to have to lead that one.
I would say the Banshee or the Greatest Bar. It's called the Greatest Bar?
Yeah, we're going.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Because that's a fucking ballsy statement.
We're going to find the Jet fan there.
I'm also now trying to type into my calculator. All I had was a Diet Coke.
That was great.
All I had was a Diet Coke. The greatest bar. That's ballsy.
See, this might not be good because they definitely get pranked all the time.
Well, they're definitely going to sound
call
funny.
and be like, "You serious with that name?"
Yeah.
Thank you for calling the Greatest Bar, located at 262 Friend Street in Boston, across from the TD Garden. If you're calling to make a reservation, to get more information about an event, or regarding a lost item, please email info@thegreatestbar. That is the fastest way.
Recording?
Thank you for calling the Greatest
Our Lost
Bar,
and Found
located
is huge.
at 262 Friend Street in Boston, across from the TD Garden. If you're calling to make a reservation,
call
to get more information about an event, or regarding a lost item, please email info@thegreatestbar. That is the fastest way to reach us, and someone will get back to you as soon as we can. Again, to make a reservation, to inquire about a special event, or to inquire about a lost item,
you know what part of this is not?
Email info@thegreatestbar.com.
I'm going to email it tomorrow.
To reach our GM, press 3. To
Check
reach
our
our
Instagram
owner,
to
press
see who they
4.
pick via
We look
email.
forward to seeing you here at the Greatest Bar very soon.
It's cool. We go for the GM. It's going to be a voicemail.
The general manager.
What is it?
He ain't working on a Tuesday night. Yeah, greatest bar in the world.
It's a bold statement.
That is a bold statement.
You have reached the mailbox of the general manager. I am unable to take your call at the moment. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience. Thanks.
Yeah, hey, the Greatest Bar. This is Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. We have a new podcast where we call around and we try to get pick the Sunday night game, and we were calling you to put you on National Podcast Network, and you weren't there for us. So I hope the Patriots lose horribly this weekend, and your wings probably suck too.
There goes a million hits.
Good night. All right.
Your wings probably suck too.
He's going to call back?
Guess who's not welcome there?
Did that other person ever call you back? You left a message once.
No.
Fucking.
All right. Should we go straight to Parentes?
Parentes, yeah, baby.
All right. You going to lead this one?
Sure. What's the price? 6.5, right?
Yeah.
What is this, the bar you used to get wasted at?
I've been in once or twice.
This guy's got his panties on the wall.
A dollar bill that he signed in his panties.
We should call them for a Lions game.
Our problem is I shouldn't have went to Boston.
Lions don't play Sunday night.
That should.
Thanksgiving. All right, here we go.
It's the only national game they have.
Good afternoon, Parentes.
How you doing? This is Sean. I'm a former Bryant alumni. I'm calling you live from the West.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you at all.
This is Sean from the West Industry Studios, former Bryant alumni. I got a question for you. We got the Buccaneers playing the Patriots this week. They're -6.5. Who are you taking? You like the Pats or you like the Bucs?
I don't know. I don't watch football.
You don't like football. Oh. If you were to say Tom Brady playing for the Bucs now, visiting New England, what do you think?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
Do you know who Tom Brady is?
I know who Tom Brady is. Yes.
Is he going to?
But I'm a little busy at the bar, so I don't really have time to take a poll.
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll try to catch you when you're not busy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun bar.
She would have stayed on the line too. She was like, "Okay."
Oh my God.
That's the bar you used to get drunk at?
Jesus.
Sounds like hell.
Things have changed.
I mean, Boston's really just living up to their fucking names.
He said it before we started the segment. He said it. He goes, "Fuck these Boston people."
I think we're fucking done with this.
I wish I had a good feel.
I'm a Bucs fan now.
Wish I had a good accent.
Let's go Bucs. -6.5.
I wish I had a good accent. I'd talk like that. You know what I mean?
Like Ted.
Fucking cat. I can have a bear.
The greatest bar in the world.
Sound like a typical.
Greatest bar in the entire
general
world.
manager from the greatest bar.
All right, so that's another week.
Remember Carlton Fest?
Takeout Takes in the books. I think these are good. This isn't going. This is definitely not going anywhere. That's it. What else?
Fuck them. First down dogs.
First down dogs. All right, everybody, good luck week 4. We'll be back next week. First down dogs.
First down dogs.
Take it deep.